Welcome to day 6 of the reading rush. It's Saturday. So among many things on today's agenda, look at this cute house. We're going. I will also be attempting to read my book that has a title with more than 5 words in it. I said all day yesterday that the book I was reading yesterday was that, but I got confused. Actually, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe was my non-human character book, so fuck that up. But today's book is actually the title with 5 or more words in it, and I'll be attempting to read the whole thing. Part-Time Working Mummy, A Patchwork Life by Racheale Hambleton. It's definitely not the kind of book I would normally read, but I was in work and my friend Jo, who is also a working mother like me, came over to me with it and she was like, this was so funny. I just laughed the whole time. Like, you should follow this person on Instagram and also you should read this book. And I was like, I'm not gonna give up a free book, like, because A, it's a book, and B, it's free. Also, I love a good book recommendation. Like, even if it's a bad book recommendation, I'm still 100% for reading books that other people loved, you know. Maybe I will also love it, even though it's like not really something that I would normally read. It's like basically this woman is a mother in Devon. I think she like lives in Torquay or something. And she's got like 3 kids, and then her husband has like 2 kids, and now they have another kid on the way. It's like 6 kids. And she's had like loads of like problems with like domestic abuse, and like I think her and her like 2 oldest kids were homeless when they were little or something like this. Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff in her past. So now she spends loads of time like using her like blog and everything to like get in touch with people. So like when women end up on the street, you know, like battered or whatever, they sort of try to contact her and she's like, oh, try to find like shelter for you and blah blah, and she works with all these different things. So she's also apparently hilarious, so we'll give that a go. So I don't have the audiobook of it because I thought if I have to pay money to get an audiobook, that completely like moots the whole thing of it being like a free book. Like, the whole reason I'm reading it is because it was a free book. So if I have to pay 6 quid to then get the audiobook, it's like completely ruins it. But I do have a lot of stuff today, and my plan is to definitely get through this book for today. So if it's like coming down to the wire, so I'm going out with my friend Katie and some people, like I think from like 6ish, 7ish tonight. So if it's like come to the point where I'm definitely not going to finish it for then, I will just get the audiobook and then listen to it while I'm doing like loads of other stuff. See what happens. Like, the goal is still 100% to nail this book by the end of the day. Thank you. Are you excited about your new bed?
Yeah.
Should we go look at it?
Yeah.
See all the stuff in your room? Yeah? Well, Macy's going absolutely crazy because James took her brother Hank to the vet, and also there were delivery men here, and how dare delivery men come in the house? Susan, our ever-loving man. All the stuff though. That's like a load of stuff. Oh god.
I'm so excited. Right, so after our foray to Nero with the dog that we survived, we are now back and we are eating our breakfast from Nero, and I'm doing a bit of reading of the book. I'm now on page 22. So far, yeah, it's pretty good. She's talking about how, like, she had a really sort of good childhood in this, like, B&B that her parents ran until suddenly it was not good. Her parents split up, and then she had, like, a bit of an evil stepmother, and everything sort of went to shit from there. So that's actually hooked me a bit. So I'll keep going. Okay, reading update. We've done a crazy amount of stuff today. My husband is vacuuming upstairs. We got the new bed delivered. We took all the old furniture over to the Greyhound Rescue to drop it off. I haven't gotten very far in my book. I'm now on page 43. And it's actually really good. So she's on about how her stepmother in like her normal house was really horrible. So then she ended up in foster care with like a really poor woman who was like a lovely, warm, gentle woman. And like her advice is like, just be a Debbie. Debbie's the foster mom. Pam is like the one that was horrible. She was like, your kids will always remember that you were a Debbie, like even if you're poor or you're not doing your best. Like if you're a warm, caring, loving mother, they always remember that that's like the main part of their childhood, and that's the part that they remember as being good. They won't remember that they were poor and that, like, you know, you messed up as a mom, blah blah blah. She's also one about how whenever her kids bring home like troubled souls as friends, she's never like, oh, don't be friends with them, they're horrible. She always just like takes them in, sort of sets herself up as like a sort of mini sort of foster mom for like the weird kids as well, and like the kids that are troubled. And I sort of feel like, yeah, this is like good momming advice. Like my kid's only 4, she hasn't brought home any like, you know, druggies or whatever, but like why kick them out of your house, you know? Like just be a Debbie. Be a Debbie, guys. Are you excited for the picnic?
Yeah.
What food should we get for our picnic?
Huh?
What food should we get for our picnic?
Maybe bread or SpaghettiOs, and there's that what I want, and also drink. Water.
Okay. We have to remember how it folds back up, don't we?
Huh?
We'll have to remember how it folds back up, or else we won't be able to get it back in there. Okay. Like, flip it out.
Huh?
Get out that bit over there.
Flip it out.
Okay, should we put out this towel too? Right, okay, we've set up our picnic. We've been reading a bit. We've got some Tater Tot Library books as well, so we can do a bit of reading. I'm now on page 145, so I'm doing pretty good. I'm not going to make it though to the end because it's getting down to the end of the day, so I'm going to have to get the audiobook, I think, for this last bit. It's not even, it's like less than half, which is super annoying, but gotta do what I gotta do. Basically, it's at the point now where you find out all of the crap she's had to deal with all of her relationships. Like, even in her current relationship, because she lives in such a small town, when people sort of found out that they were together, they just fought them tooth and nail. Like, loads of really horrible gossip went around, and like they were reported for really horrible stuff. Like, child services was called, like the husband got in loads of trouble with his work. Like, if that is a tale to never live in a small town, like, I don't know what is. But yeah, I do feel like this woman is like weirdly inspirational. Like, she's gone through a lot of crap, and she's got a lot of sort of wise words to do about like sort of accepting people as they are, and just like, I don't know, I'm feeling like weirdly inspired and energized in my dealings with my own kid. Do you feel like our relationship has improved in the last 20 minutes since I've been reading this book? She's nodding yes. You can't see, but she's just definitely yes.
Can I step the rest with my feet?
Yeah. Okay, just like a really quick side note, we're about to go to the park and pick up our picnic, but we're reading this book. It's one that Anne found at the library. Like, the buckets of them are really low, and I just let her sort of pick out whichever one she wants, and then we go and read them. But she's picked out this one, obviously because it's a crocodile in a dress, and who wouldn't want that? But actually, it's amazing. I really love it, and like I did not expect, you know, like all the other ones she got are really crap. But look, it's about like a crocodile boy who finds like a dress and pearls and high heels in the swamp and puts them on, and is really worried that his like really manly like motorcycle dad that he loves is going to be really ashamed of him that he's wearing a dress. And there's like a part in it where he's like, Freddie listened quietly, and then he said to Cliff, "Why, friend, why sit there worrying about what if? What is all that matters, and we are the way we are. You're you no matter what you wear, and so is your papa." Okay, wait. Yay! Okay, I'm at the park. I've been audiobooking, so we're getting close to the end now of the book, and so she experienced this like domestic abuse sort of earlier in the book, and sort of by watching other people and sort of recognizing it in other people, she's sort of become a bit crazy and like obsessed with their lives as well, and she just wants to save everyone. But through that, she's become like a sort of campaigner against this like domestic abuse, and like helping women who are experiencing it, like helping them get out of that situation, like helping them sort of understand what has been happening to them. Like, she was like talking about this woman who, like, she didn't know her name or anything. She just sort of like lived on her route to the school or whatever, and she used to just sort of stop outside her house and watch what was going on, just to sort of, I don't know, make sure she was okay. And she just did it for ages, and just like learned absolutely loads about this woman, and like sort of like thought about her psychology and her life absolutely loads without actually knowing her at all. But God, I just sort of find as well, like, yeah, okay, it sounds really creepy, but I do it all the time. Like, I sort of found myself doing it in the park just now with like other people, just thinking, oh, like, I've just completely given you a full psychological profile, and I don't even know you. Anyway, this book is actually really good, guys. Also, she's on about like all the times that you think you're like a really crappy parent. Like, that's how you know you're not a crappy parent, because like actual crappy parents don't worry that they're crappy parents. It's like the caring about potentially being a crappy parent that like makes you know that you're like in it for the win, and like you really are invested in it and care about it. So you should stop beating yourself up, and that has spoken to my soul a little bit. Like, I know that I'm gonna forget that like immediately, basically, and start thinking that I'm crap again at life, but it's like giving me a good like 5-minute like upper, I think. Okay, what do you say?
Fine.
Okay, let's go out. Out.
Mom, it tastes like that. Do you want that taste?
No, thank you. Also in my audiobooking, She was saying about all of the budget cuts for like domestic abuse and stuff, like with austerity and like them sort of closing down the funding for literally everything important. Having like a bigger and bigger problem with it and not as much support. So like the center that she went to first of all when she had this problem, it had closed down in 2014. Like she went back and she tried to like say how they had helped her and like do something for them with her blog or whatever. They're like, no, it's
Mama?
shut down. It's lost all its funding.
Mummy,
Look at this cute house.
I can see it. It got porky wings. And it got, wait, and also, I think that's flowers on tomorrow.
They're flying our flag.
The ice cream already fixed on me.
It's done what?
The ice cream already fixed on me. Oh!
Do you like your new bed?
Yeah. Who's saying, wow!
Right, so I finished it in the nick of time. Part-time working mummy, a patchwork life, finished, and I really liked it. Like, nearing the end or whatever, she was really on about bullying and stuff, which is something that I don't really spend a lot of time thinking about. Like, obviously, like I know about just normal bullying, like you suck, but sort of like cyberbullying and like bullying in this age. Because I'm 31 years old, like when I was in school, like nobody had these smartphones and stuff. Like we had cell phones, but we had them just in case we got stranded at school. Like they spent all their time like off in our backpacks. Like, and I sort of just missed this age of sort of like having, you know, technology with you all the time in high school. So I don't really, you know, spend a lot of time thinking about how it's different. But obviously, yeah, like the bullying is on a way different level that I didn't even think about. And now I have to sort of like think about that with my kid, you know? And this Racheale Hambleton, the one who wrote this book, she was on about how it like all of the people that it has affected and like lives that it has destroyed. And then what about this like Snapchat game that her daughter showed her, where you're supposed to sort of like pick someone on Snapchat and then just like atrociously insult them anonymously for ages, and everyone's supposed to do it. They just jump on this bandwagon to say horrible things about this person. Jesus Christ. So that's one of the things that she like campaigns about to sort of end. She sort of works towards sort of acceptance of everyone and sort of anti-bullying. Like she's part of this campaign, like it's cool to be kind or something like that. Anyway, I have finished it in the nick of time, obviously. Like if I hadn't sort of like broken down and just gotten the audiobook and been able to sort of listen to it while I was at the park with my kid, like I never would have finished it. So there's that. So now, as a celebration of having finished the book finally and also done everything on the list that I needed to do, I'm going to go out with some friends for a bit of Saturday night. Actually, should I put my fringe up? What do you think? Like, I think we're probably gonna go to like one of the bars in town, like one of the gay bars has like done a remodel. We're gonna go check it out. And I think it's gonna be really hot and like dancing. What do you think? Like, obviously the fringe like covers my 5-head situation, like brings my eyes to like a more normal level in relation to my hairline. But also there's nothing worse than sweaty fringe. Like, okay, I decided to leave them down, but to bring hairpins with me, carefully tucked away. So that if it gets really bad, I can just go, wah. Ooh, going out, 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 out. We're going out, 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 out. We're going out, 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 out. We're going out.
Right, until next time.